Hey, everybody, welcome back. So, 2023 was a major year for the gaming industry. There were a lot of things that took place. Sadly, over 7,000 people lost their jobs. We had major controversy around games. We had a ton of leaks. We had the advancement of AI to new heights. We had the loss of a major event. We had major acquisitions. So, there was a ton of things that took place. We're going to cover what I think five of the most major events that did take place in 23. Let's get into it. Hey, everybody, I'm Vladimir. So, today we're talking about the events in 2023 that I feel impacted the gaming industry the most. And one of those events, and number five on my list, is the fact that it's estimated over 7,000 people lost their jobs in the gaming industry. And this is through various publishers and studios. This even includes Xbox, Niantic, EA, Unity, CD Projekt, Ubisoft, Rockstar, Digital Extremes, Epic, Telltale, BioWare, Bungie, CD Projekt Red, Ascendant, Embracer, and the Amazon, and more. Now, the reason for all this job loss is largely the pandemic. In 2020 and 2021, there was a massive boom in the gaming industry because everybody was on lockdown, right? Everybody's at home. Video games rose huge. Come 2022 and 2023, the industry really saw that start to slow down. All these people that were hired during 2021 and 2020 were starting to be let go because of the fact that they weren't needed anymore. There was big bets that weren't paying off. The market was slowing down. Companies were closing. So unfortunately, for number five on the list for me is the massive job losses in the gaming industry. Number four on the list, guys, for me has to be the loss of a major event in the gaming industry, and that is the loss of E3. As of December 12th, it has been officially announced the E3 is done. It was posted on X, the site formerly known as Twitter, December 12th, that after more than 2 decades of E3, the time has come to say goodbye. This was a sad thing to hear about because of the fact that I grew up with this personally, and many people did. And this is where we looked forward to all the major announcements for our gaming systems and for our video games and what was coming and what was exciting and all the videos. It was great. E3 was something to look forward to. But over the years, it started to slow down and it started to see major trouble, especially in the pandemic. In 2020, it was canceled. They held a digital version in 2021, but then it was canceled again in 2022. The simple fact is that a lot of companies did come to realize at one point that they don't need to hold or go to these conventions for E3 or other ones like that when they can hold their own. Or a lot of them were doing announcements online and streaming these announcements. So we didn't have to go to an event or wait for an event to take place. This could be done at the developer or producer's own will, I guess you could say. And so, unfortunately, this really did hurt the event. Where back in the day, a lot of video game magazines, back when those were really popular, I don't know if you guys remember those Electronic Gaming Monthly and so forth like that, right? They used to attend this convention to get all the news about what's coming in for the next year. Like all the news that was shared in this convention was massive. So, with very sad regrets, it's time to say goodbye to E3. It will be missed. So that was number four on my list. Next on the list, at number three, had to be mentioned, was the day before. This was the most wish listed game on Steam. Check it out. So right off the bat, the day before, checked all the boxes. It looked amazing. It was a cool genre of a game. Over the last few years, survival games, zombie apocalypse games did really, really well. And this one looked like it was going to be no exception. This one looked like it was going to be amazing. Thing is looks aren't always as they seem. So, as I said, number three on the list is the day before. This game was fraught with controversy right off the bat, including even actually having the store page remove the game due to a copyright claim. And this actually happened in January of 2023, where there was a copyright claim on the name for the game. So the game got removed from the store page. And then there was also controversy about it asking for volunteers for upcoming projects. For the company asking for volunteers for the upcoming projects, saying that they'll get no monetary compensation, but instead get participation certificates and free codes. Not exactly knowing what that is, but there was a lot of odd things, and really all we had to go by was a trailer or a couple of trailers and no real gameplay. They did finally release some gameplay footage, and it looked all right. But when they finally did launch in December 7th, 2023, they were met with overwhelmingly negative reviews from the uh, gamers. Basically, just complaints of bugs nonstop, horrible execution, not what the game was promised to be, all sorts of things like that. And then, so 4 days after that, they announced the closure of the studio. Fantastic actually announced the closure of the studio on December 11th, 2023, stating that they have financially failed and they lack the funds to continue. So, as I said, number three on the list had to be the day before. So, number two on our list is probably the biggest success story of 2023. And in fact, Larian CEO Sven Vink said it was not in the books at all. That is Baldurs Gate 3. Baldurs Gate 3 broke 800,000 Steam concurrents in just days after launch. The game was a massive success. In fact, to the point that other developers were saying that players should not use this game to hold the rest of the industry to higher standards because of the quality of this game when it released. Now, to be honest, I think that's actually pretty sad, and which does kind of speak to the state of the industry right now, is where a lot of these companies no longer care about the player and they care more about the money. Where Larian Studios showed the exact opposite. Sorry. As you can see here on Metacritic, even their scores are just fantastic. They're still sitting at an 8.9 for a user score. They got 96 for just reviews. Even IGN gave them 10 out of 10. 97% for PC Gamer and 9 out of 10 Pixel Pandas and many, many, many more. Now, let's also talk about how well they did at the award ceremonies. In the Game Awards, they got nominated for 8 categories, guys. 8. They got nominated for Game of the Year, Best Game Direction, Best Narrative, Best Score and Music, Best Performance, Best Community Support, Best RPG, and Best Multiplayer. They walked away with Game of the Year, Player's Voice Award, Best Performance, Best Community Support, Best RPG, and Best Multiplayer. This game destroyed the competition this year. Even in a year with games like Diablo 4. Just saying. You know, you show some love to your games, guys, and this is what you're going to get. You're going to get a quality game. So great job, Larian Studios. You got number 2 on my list, Baldur's Gate 3. So as you can see, from the first 4 that we've gone over, 2023 was a major year for the gaming industry. However, we were about to take that one step further. To setting a record for the largest tech deal ever completed, October 13th, 2023, Microsoft officially acquires Blizzard Activision Game Studios. This was the largest tech deal. If you're not counting the Time Warner deal, which was, I think, $89 billion. However, that was for a media group. This is a tech deal for games. This officially set the record for the largest tech deal in the gaming industry. So this is obviously going to be number one on the list.
There's a bright golden haze on the meadow. There's a bright golden haze on the meadow. The sounds of the earth are like music. All the sounds of the earth are like music. The breeze is so busy, don't miss a tree.
So, this is home now.
Home. Family.
That's cute.
Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a
We need an army. I can get us an army.
I got a beautiful feeling. Everything's going my way.
It's about time.
We're a team. All of us. No one fights alone.
I'll follow you from here on out.
Oh, what a beautiful day.
Even watching that video, it's still kind of hard to believe that it actually happened. In January 18, 2022, it was announced that Microsoft intended to buy Activision Blizzard. This was a challenge from the get go. All right. There was a lot of concerns, a lot of battles that took place. The FTC was involved, the UK FTC version of the FTC or whatever. They blocked it. Uh, PlayStation tried to block this because of the issue of Call of Duty being solely on Xbox. It is something that they do not want happening. PlayStation is scared shitless of this. Like, this is absolutely a major concern. This acquisition brought fear to PlayStation. And a lot of people don't realize how badly. However, this acquisition also brought a major leak. Not intentionally, but because the FTC and these challenges and these proceedings were public, it became public knowledge, which leaked a whole bunch of information over about Xbox and Microsoft, just everything in general. But needless to say, they went through it. They got it all done. They moved some things around. They made a 10-year deal, I believe, with PlayStation to make sure that Call of Duty is available for 10 years. After 10 years, though, I'm not sure what's going to happen, but we'll see what happens. I know a lot of Blizzard players, and the reason I follow this so muchly or so closely is because of the fact that I play a lot of Blizzard games, Activision games. Bobby Kotick had to go, and it's about goddamn time. So, thankfully, this is the one major benefit. And there's a lot of us gamers that have played a lot of Blizzard Activision games over the years that are hoping Microsoft can really take this company into a positive direction. The one thing we'd like to stop seeing is a lot of the half-assedness, more or less, I guess you could say, and start focusing back on the game versus the monetization. Whether or not that's actually going to happen is yet to be seen. But needless to say, the deal is done. Nothing else is going to change here. It's now in Microsoft's hands. I can't believe that. Microsoft has Blizzard. It's in their hands to show us what they can do with this company. And so we probably really won't see any major changes for the next 2 years or so. And then we'll start to see the changes trickle in, I think. Hopefully it's a good run. So that is my list for 2023. As you can see, it was quite the year. And so those are only a couple of the things that actually happened. There's quite a bit more I didn't touch on. Hogwarts, for example. Needless to say, there's a lot that happened. And those are the key ones that I really wanted to kind of draw attention to. So thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. And you know what? Thank you, everybody who have been watching my videos since I started really making these in June. It's been a great run. I love it. And I'm looking forward to making videos for you all next year. And we got a lot of good stuff coming up. So thanks again for watching. If you haven't done so already, please give it a like and subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification button. That way you never miss a video. And yeah, till next time, guys. Keep gaming.